Hey everyone, this is Rye here. I have an organic farm in Minnesota, east central Minnesota, and I'm doing a series about growing organic corn and soybeans no-till into winter rye, cereal rye. So, first thing I want to talk about is seeding. So, this is a patchy field of rye here. I don't know if you can really see, but um, there's some spots that don't have that much, as much as you'd like, and those are basically the low spots. It rained all of September last year, pretty much, and basically it was very hard to get the tillage done. This was just broadcast on top. I couldn't even work it in. It just rained and rained after I broadcast, and got cold because by that time it was October. So, not ideal, but a lot of it did survive except for in the low spots. But yeah, in the future, I'd still like to broadcast in some way and work it in. But I think that's really key, and getting that done in September is really the way to go. If you use a drill, you have to go perpendicular to the way you plant. So if you have a long, narrow field and you don't want to be turning your plant around every 2 seconds or turning your combine around every 2 seconds, like this strip on, you have to plant zigzagging back and forth all the way down, and then if you want a really high rate, you're gonna have a big strip, 6-7 inch strip where weeds can grow, greeds can woe, and I like a thick seeding rate, obviously, to choke out the weeds. That's the main benefit of cereal rye that organic farmers should be interested in. But so yeah, I like broadcasting, work it in. It didn't work out last year, so I'm just gonna have to try and make sure I get tillage done the second the combine gets done with the small grain, because we're up here in east central Minnesota. Need to have a small grain in the mix to even get this in enough time, so for it to get growing in the fall. But yeah, so since it's a patchy field, I plan to grow corn into this, because corn is much more competitive with weeds than soybeans are, and I might try my high residue cultivator. Possibly, it didn't really work that well last year, but I have a twin row planter, and I plant very high populations of corn and plant it late. You have to plant when this is starting to pollinate, when it's headed out, and so the corn comes up really quick, and I top dress with a good rate of turkey manure, fresh from the barn. Probably 3 tons, I think, is what I'm shooting for per acre. And the corn comes up, and the rye has slowed stuff down, hopefully enough that corn can take over. And yeah, just shade out the competition. And I did it last year. That was my first year. And I didn't have the best stand of rye then either. And the corn that I got enough manure on did quite well. So, that's my plan. That's what I'm planning to do with the fields that are patchy like this. I do have one field that looks better. See, here's an area that doesn't have that much. Has a dandelion. Yeah. So, This probably will have a lot of weeds in the corn, but we'll probably try and get the high residue cultivator going, take care of that. But yeah, this is part one. We'll catch you in a month or so.